Thank you for
Welcome.
joining us for
Sorry about
another
that.
MLB Acquired Taste. You stepping on my feet, Jeff.
I'm used to having my own show, Joe. I forget sometimes, but Joe, introduce us.
Yeah, I said thank you for joining us for another episode of the MJ Acquired Taste. Today we're going to be joined by the OG, the triple OG himself, the one and only Jeff Garcia, the host of Locked On Spurs and the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff, it's always a pleasure.
Yes, again, thank you for everybody tuning in to this episode of MJ Acquired Taste. Quick show note, this is going to be kind of short on my end. I have some stuff to do, so I will probably exit a little earlier than the hour. Joe will take you home to wrap up the show. But what are we talking about today, Joe? We got the Spurs in-season tournament schedule to talk about. Why even bother? But we'll talk about that. Maybe we can find some silver linings about this tournament that the NBA is introducing next season. Some Cowboys talk. Martin's back. Yay, Cowboys. It's over. We'll talk about that. Yep. UTSA Hall of Fame. Much more, including some nerd talk, because a little birdie told me, or should I say a little bug told me that somebody already saw Blue Beetle. Somebody saw Blue Beetle already.
It wasn't me. I didn't
true,
get to see it, but my friends did.
We'll talk about Blue Beetle in a while. What does it mean for us, a community, Hispanic community, and much more. I'm very excited to talk about that. But Joe, thanks for having me on. How you doing, Joe? You been all right?
I'm doing good, man. A lot of transitioning as of late because, as Paul Cantu says, he's been MIA. He says, "What's the scoop with Jimenez being out for so long?" Go back and look at one of the our past episode here, and you can go ahead and see really what's going on with Jimenez. But moving forward, he's no longer going to be part of the show, but we wish him well and hope that, he returns at some juncture, maybe in the near future sometime. But our thoughts and prayers are with him at this difficult time. But we are going to go ahead and move forward. So we appreciate everybody who's joining us right now in the chat. We see some familiar faces and Tim Gonzalez, Chris Leja,
Chris
Moneybags in the building.
By the way, you ever heard of Leja's company MCS and like how they put out their tweets and like this very innuendo, like so much innuendo if you read it. Like you have to read it slowly and you're like, wait, what did they say? Yeah. What about Rock Hard and Lane and what?
That me and Jimenez came up with, and one time we're just playing around because Jimenez was talking about taking some pills, and because he said if you have a sponsor and they come in and it's like a Viagra.
I feel like I have to take a bath after I read MCS's tweets that they promote their services. So, I'm like, what? Just phrasing, but he's not lying. They do pour concrete. Concrete isn't meant to get hard. So
that's how the conversation came up. We're telling him, hey, what if you have to go ahead and do an ad read for Viagra or something? Yeah. And I said, you know what? Let's pour a little bit of that in the concrete for MCS. And I said, they have the hardest concrete in the business. And that's how the joke.
Even when you say it, I can't listen. Like, even when you say it, I'm like, Joe, don't say stuff like that.
Yeah, man. The MCS is crazy, dude. They're a bunch of great guys out there.
They are a sponsor of the show, I believe. So we love MCS. Yes, contracting. But other than that, Joe, again, everybody, if you're just tuning in, going to be a short show for me. I have to exit early. But again, Joe will carry you the rest of the way for about good 10, 15 minutes. And that it. But let's dive, because we're short, at least I'm short on time, Joe. Let's go ahead and just jump right into this. Your Spurs, the NBA, will be playing in their first ever NBA in-season tournament. There's 4 teams the Spurs are lumped into Group C. It's the Thunder, the Warriors, the Spurs, and I believe the other one is who's the other one team? Is the Thunder? Oh, the Kings. So those are the 4 teams in their group. That's kind of a throughout the season tournament. It culminates into a finals in Las Vegas in November, where the grand prize is, Joe, cash. That's it.
Cash
money for cash, which is good. But these guys are already like rich as you know what. It's like they need more money. You know what, Joe? Look, this is not new to me. The NBA, for those who don't know, have tinkered with the idea of an in-season tournament, not necessarily in the NBA, but with the G League as well as the NBA 2K League. Those two, I guess, properties of the NBA do one. They have one. Remember, the Austin Spurs have one. It's called the Commissioner's Cup, I believe, in season. The NBA 2K League has 3 in-season tournaments. So this is the first time the NBA is doing it. It sounds complicated, but basically win a lot of games and be the best among the 4 group in the Group C, advance to Vegas, try to win the Cup title and win the cash. Joe, I think this is a good first step if they want to keep this going, but I don't think the stakes are high enough. If they want this to be a success, Joe, I say whoever wins it locks in a play-in spot. I think that'll raise the stakes, like automatic locked into that last spot. What do you think?
I think that'd probably be something to look at for sure. You get locked in. But how's it going to work for seating wise? Because they still have the play-in tourney and that kind of stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No. Like you basically lock in number 10, like the final spot.
Yeah.
And then like the other 3 teams 4 teams battle it out with the losing team kicks out. Like they don't make anything.
Gotcha.
Like they don't make it into it. So you're basically 4 teams playing for 3 spots.
Yeah, you got to have it mean something other than just money, because it is a money grab at this point.
Yeah.
They're going to go ahead and have, of course, these TV deals with these networks now spinning it as, hey, it's going to be an in-season tourney, so there's going to be more media coverage. There's going to be more slots to sell as far as advertising dollars. Those are going to, let's say, that's the real prize right there, is the advertising dollars, because of course they're going to charge more for prospective sponsors and whatnot to come in, and even people to buy commercial slots are going to be at a premium.
And of course, it's in Las Vegas, and that's one of the supposed next stops for the NBA to expand to. So they already have the Summer League. They're getting the in-season tournament finals. They already have the new NBA con there. Things are shaping up to Vegas getting a franchise down the road, huh, Joe? It looks that way. And I think they even building a new arena out there, a basketball-ready arena.
Oh, they probably already have a deal, a gentleman's agreement of some sort to go ahead and do that. And let's face it, I mean, when you're looking at Las Vegas, there's nothing but money flowing over there.
Yeah.
They got no shortage.
Well, because of you, Joe. Because of you. I hear you stop at the high stakes sections in all the casinos.
No, man, that's
where the minimum bet is $1,000. That's Joe Garcia for you.
Too rich for my blood. That's you, Jeff. That's you.
No, I thought I was talking to the richest man right now on Acquired Taste, that being you.
No. We got to show what we did for you and everybody.
Oh no, I set myself up over that one. Everybody, here it comes.
Nobody can beat that, man.
There we go.
There's the top hat, the gold chain, the diamond ring.
Everybody, turn away. Do not look at your screen right now.
And more importantly, we also have the steak featured with the gold chalice now.
Listen, I'm okay with the goblet. I think that looks cool. You know why? Because that reminds me when we go to Renaissance fairs and everybody's drinking out of a goblet. I mean, that sounds cool. But look, I look like a freaking pilgrim with that hat.
No, bro, you're very dapper. The only thing missing is the monocle.
Well, you better take that thing off before you get any ideas and add a monocle.
No, the monocle's coming too, man. It grows every time you come on here. The legend that is Jeff Moneybags Garcia just
not true whatsoever. Look at this, Joe. Look at this. Just a plain old sweater. See, just a plain old sweater.
That's an $800 hoodie, brother. Don't be lying.
Let's go and move on now. But as far as the in-season tournament goes, when I posted this on kansas5.com/Spurs, I had a lot of fan reaction on social media. Majority of the fans say, "So what? Like, really? Okay, it's a participation ribbon." I get that. I totally understand that because again, like I said to start the show, the stakes are not high enough. Basically, we're watching millionaires become richer. That's what we're watching, and that's why I feel if this is just a starting point for the NBA to test this, okay, fine. But next season, if it does continue, raise the stakes, make a play-in spot, a lock, whoever wins that tournament. Also, too, this reminds me of, Joe? When the play-in tournament started during the bubble years, and remember how much everybody was fighting against that? Everybody hated it. Remember LeBron James even knocked it. Now, Joe, it's probably the most exciting thing of the NBA playoffs. Not the playoffs itself, it's the play-in tournament.
Yeah, everybody gets excited for that because I mean, there's some good matchups and good games that can be had. Some of them are just stinkers or flat out blowouts, but the majority of them are pretty exciting, even if they're competitive at least for first 2 quarters or first 3 quarters.
Yeah,
and maybe the wheels fall off in the fourth, but at least you're entertained at least 3 quarters, and it gives you an opportunity to hang out with your boys if you want to go to the sports bar. Go ahead and drink a few beers and just hang out. That's what it's for. So it's always a money grab. But I mean, again, an in-season tourney, and they make that the priority. Let's go ahead and release this schedule first. I'm like, everybody
that was a
wants to
little
know.
weird. I
Yeah,
think they should have just done it all in one shot with the NBA schedule and
exactly.
the in-season tournament. I think that should have been a combo, like in one day. By the way, yeah, the NBA/Spurs are releasing their schedules tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. So
Yeah,
everybody's gonna be
unfortunately, no Christmas Day games, Jeff, for the Spurs.
Spurs are not on Christmas days, but they do have a bulk of their in-season tournament games on. Brace yourself, everybody. National TV. The Spurs are returning to national TV thanks to Wemby, Joe. The Wemby effect is in full effect, Joe.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Christopher
I know. I see that right now.
Kicking me, man. He's just tearing me up here, dude. He
What did he
says,
say this time?
"Is Jefe Jeff going to hang with us poor people during the season for drinks?"
Listen, if you ever meet with me at the AT&T Center or run into me, I buy people a beer. Ask John Dyer, who's been on this show before, gotten him one, gotten several other fans who run into me. I buy him a drink. So you might be the next lucky one to get a drink from me. But Joe, I want to give this in-season tournament a chance. I want to see what they're going to do if they continue it for season 2, season 3. We'll see what happens, because just like there was pushback for the play-in tournament, now everybody loves it. Now everybody's like, we're fighting for a play-in spot. Now perhaps this could be a situation where you can have NBA teams get a little more sense. Who knows? Maybe if you win it, I don't know, you get cash plus an extra day off. I don't know, just something. But here's the thing, though, Joe. For a relatively meaningless tournament with the stakes just being money, how much do you really think Wemby's going to play those in-season tournament games?
If it's just for money, man, they'll probably put him in a couple minutes, and then Coach Pop is going to be like, "We can't have him playing on back-to-backs.
Yeah.
Go ahead and rest, youngin. Somebody else will step in." Maybe they'll put Zach, in there for Wemby, or they'll have some Twin Tower matchups going on. Some lineups going up there. So we'll see what happens, man. I mean, it's going to be an interesting concept, to say the least. An interesting concept, and let's see if it goes over well with the fans. That's the real test right there.
Yeah, and speaking of schedules. Well, you know what, Joe? Do we have an advertiser we got to play? Because I'm short on time, so I want to make sure we get them their love. So who do you got up first?
The first one is out of the gate. It's going to be you.
Me.
Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on Threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow, not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@LockedOnSpurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
All right, there you have it. Again, everybody, welcome to MJ Acquired Taste Show. I'm your host today, Jeff Garcia. Short on time. I'll be leaving early. Joe's going to carry you the rest of about 10, 15 minutes left in the show.
Yeah. And one thing we got to do too, man, is we got to show the nice intro I made for you. So I'm going to kind of hide you.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and show what I made for you, Jeff.
Oh, Joe, you are a wizard when it comes to stuff like this. You really are.
There you go. So now we got a nice little intro for you, Jeff.
Yeah, we do. Hey, Joe, the NBA, as I mentioned earlier, is going to release the full season schedule tomorrow. We know the usual suspects in the calendar for the Spurs fans. It's how long is the rodeo road trip? When do they go? Who do they close out with? Well, first of all, they're not on Christmas Day, so I know Joe mentioned that earlier, so don't even bother looking for that. But I'm interested in seeing how many national TV games the Spurs are going to be on. We know 3 already. We know 3 because of the in-season tournament. Over or under? How many games do you think the Spurs are going to be on national TV?
Oh man, the national TV. I'd say because of Wemby now, I'd say minimum 8 to 10 games.
Really? So you got the 3 with it. I got 10 or more.
10 or more? That wouldn't surprise me if it's 10 or more, but I say minimum at least 10 games are going to be nationally televised because let's face it, the fan base out there is going to want to see the top pick in the NBA in Victor Wembanyama. You know, they want to see him play. And of course, the national media knows, especially let's say ESPN and TNT, they know that they can go ahead and sell these matchups and sell prime time, commercial real estate there on their on the prospective outlets. So it's about money.
Yeah, let's see what the fans have to say. We have David saying 25 games.
Yeah.
That would be
something.
That would be something.
We have Valley Sports will get mad, Jeff, because they can't charge people now.
Even my home, Ken's 5, they won't be able to do it because they're the official TV station of the Spurs.
Flagship,
The flagship, 6 games from Zach SA Spurs. I think that's a little too low, Zach. We know 3 already. So they don't give him 3 more. So
26.
26, Tim Gonzalez says. 26. Joe, would you be surprised if it is a 26, 25 games? I wouldn't.
Be very surprised. I think Spurs
wouldn't simply because of women.
But it might not be a bad thing. Like, the more games that are nationally televised, the more opportunities that Spurs fans have to watch the games. Because let's face it, when you're here in Texas and if you're not in the vicinity of San Antonio, it's kind of hard to watch the games, especially if you're in the Houston area, Dallas area. Austin still shows the games, that's not a problem. But if you get further along into the coast, sometimes, they're not, especially the locally televised games that are on Ken's 5. The sister stations don't go ahead and broadcast those over by the coast in Rockport, Corpus, Port Aransas. So everybody's scrambling and they're like, how do we watch the game? So a nationally televised game is going to appease the fan base.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward to seeing how many national games the Spurs are going to be on. I believe there is a rumor out there, a report that the Spurs will open up their season. The Wemby era begins versus Dallas at home. If that's true, what a way to open up the new Frost Bank Center. Get Wemby going against the Frost Center. Thank you. Yeah. To get Wemby going against Luka, another international star. Spurs Mavericks rivalry. Spurs Mavericks just coming off a big Hall of Fame celebration with Dirk and 3-4 Spurs getting in. So what a way to tip off the new season. I'm also see I want to see any in season one thing I get a kick out of the in season themes. Whether you have your Star Wars nights, your
Selena
night. Yeah, they got Selena night. Who's gonna be the bobblehead? If they make a Wemby bobblehead, they should double it, right? If they do a Wemby bobblehead, don't make it the standard size.
Don't do a Wemby bobblehead. The bobbleheads are cursed, brother. Let's put it like that, man. Every time they put somebody on the bobblehead, he gone. I got
Keldon's
one right here behind me of Rudy J. What happened with DeJounte? He gone.
Keldon's still here, though. They gave Keldon the one with the horse.
Yeah, the Mustang.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, look at David Atwater. He brought up a good point here. He brought up 2 good points.
All right, let's
Valley sucks. No lies detected on that statement.
That's true.
Right there.
Yeah, moving
that's
right
true.
along.
The other one is, he says, I think non-national games should be on Ken's 5. And that's the thing. If Valley Sports can't go ahead and keep their commitments, to their already existing contracts with some of these, outlets such as, the NBA and all that, that could very well be a possibility. Like stations like Ken's 5 or the CW or Fox, they could actually be competing to go ahead and pick up some of these games. And I think it would be great for the fan base because they wouldn't have to necessarily go and get cable or look for a streaming service. They could actually be able to watch the games there, and on a local market.
Yeah, and we're going to transition quick again because I am short on time for this episode. But the aside from the national TV games and opening night and whatnot, I want to know if the Spurs may do another Alamo Dome game. I think they should. I think that should be on the calendar moving forward. What do you think?
I think they should, but that's up to the city. See if they really want to go ahead and get behind something like that. They set
it was a success last year.
It was even though they got trounced by the Golden State Warriors. I was there. It was all nostalgia, and it was fun to be there and revisit what it was like to see a game in the Alamo Dome from way back when. Even though they didn't have the flag there, for the nostalgia factor. Of course, it's probably long been thrown away or burnt or something, but it was still fun nonetheless to get together with the city and be able to watch a game. And you had to walk there, Jeff. If you're trying to get dropped off right in the front, good luck.
About it.
Yeah, forget about it, man.
Yeah. But all in all, again, exciting day tomorrow. The Spurs are going to release their schedule. So we'll see how many national TV games. We'll see how big the Wemby effect is, because the globe is going to be wanting to watch him play and live up to that tremendous hype. Tremendous hype. I mean, the hype is so big, Joe. He's the highest rated NBA 2K 24 character for the Spurs roster, beating out Keldon, beating out Devin, beating out Jeremy at an 84 overall rating. So, yeah.
I got to show this pick real quick, Jeff, and get your take on it. I know it's already made the rounds, but we didn't talk about it because we didn't have a show yesterday, but we are today. Yeah. Here's the pick that Jeremy Sohan shared on his Instagram stories.
This is the Sohan effect.
Yeah, the Sohan effect. And he's like looking at Wemby, he got a new haircut, got his hair did, kind of looks like a little bit of a raspa, So, I mean,
he looks lost. He looks lost in that photo. Like, what did I just do?
He's having fun with it, man. He's having fun with it. So I like
that's what it looks like. Yeah, that is the Sohan effect. But hey, you know what? If that's how they're gonna bond off the court, that'll translate onto the court. I'm all for it. And circling back to the in-season tournament. Look, I know it's really not playing for much other than money, but for this young Spurs team, I hope they will see it as just to get a taste of competitive basketball early in their career, especially for Wemby. If they are making a push in this in-season tournament and to win it all or be the last two teams standing, I think that'll be good for their development to get into them early in season, a high pressure, all stakes or high, kind of game situation that if they perhaps don't make the play-in tournament, which I'll be shocked, then at least they'll get a little bit of taste of that. But there it is, your quick Spurs update. Joe, do we have another advertiser on deck?
Yeah, we sure do. So let me go ahead and get them ready to go. MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business, honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
There you go. Check out MCS. Go follow them on Twitter. You'll love their innuendos.
Yeah, I get Christopher Leha, man. He's hilarious.
Yeah. How much can they, play on those words? Like, you would think that would have a finite amount where you can just you can't play on those words anymore. Like rock, stiff. See where I'm going with this? You see? Not good. Not good. Not good at all.
Appreciate you, Joe. Thank you, Christopher Leah. He says, for the hardest deck in the game, we the best. You know what?
I read that really fast and my mind went somewhere else.
No,
and I was not going to say it on air.
Dude, we need to go with them one time, man, when they have a pour. So you can do the Salt Bay with the concrete at the end and just pour it on there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go ahead and move on real quick. Once again, I am Jeff Garcia, the host of Locked On Spurs, filling in for Mike Jimenez today, or the fill-in host today, I should say. And I am short on time today. Again, I'll be leaving early. Joe will carry you the rest of the way for about the last 10 minutes. Joe, UTSA, we just talked about Hall of Fame and the Spurs and the NBA and just basketball in general, the Basketball Hall of Fame. But UTSA had their Hall of Fame recently, right?
Yeah, UTSA, they had their inaugural Hall of Fame, and they just coming up, and they just introduced the inductees. And let me go ahead and share the screen here so y'all can see this. But they got one name here that really stood out to me. I mean, all the names are deserving. They have Marcus Davenport, Lynn Hickey, and they have Larry Cocker, and they also have Mackenzie Adams, Tamika Roberts, and San Antonio's beloved son, Devin Brown, who was a West Campus alumni, just like I am, and my boy Fernandez, and also my boy angel, that you see out there on Twitter, always engaging with you and Rudy, Jeff. So we're West Campus alum, and I mean, we welcome Devin Brown to be enshrined here.
That is a very strong Hall of Fame class.
It is for your inaugural.
Yeah, you got Larry Coker, the original. He's the OG head coach for UTSA football, right?
Yes, sir.
He's the OG. Helped put UTSA football on the map, got them going on the right direction to where they are now. Now they're getting ranked on the AP. I mean, it's not uncommon for that to happen. Maybe not high, but they're on there for them to be on national team. So he really set the standard. Marcus Davenport, isn't he in the NFL right now?
Yeah, sure is.
Made it to the NFL. And of course, let me see. Can you scroll down again so I can see the screen?
Yeah, you had Mackenzie Adams, football, volleyball. And then, of course, you have Devin Brown and Tamika Roberts, track star out there with UTSA.
Yeah, and of course, you cannot forget about Devin Brown. Last year during the 50th celebration, in my opinion, I thought he had the best in-game chat reunion during the game. If y'all remember last year, it was the 50th anniversary of the Spurs being in San Antonio, and every home game they brought in an alumni. Devin Brown had his night, Sandy, big applause and everything. I could listen to him talk all day about Spurs stories. He has a good way to give you the details and the stories about that, and well deserved too. He won a title with the Spurs, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did, man. That's why I said that he's so beloved here, because not only is he from San Antonio, he won a championship here in the city that he grew up in. So how about that? You get to play for the San Antonio Spurs.
Can you imagine?
After you grow up being a fan of them, and then you actually win a chip with them. I mean, that's a dream come true, man.
That is a big dream come true. And the as much as I remember him being UTSA alumni and being the hometown kid, much like Charles Bassey, Bassey's hometown kid as well. He was part of that. He was part of that team that lost to Rockets and T-Mac, where T-Mac had 13 points in 33 seconds, something like that. Yeah, he was in that fracas, towards the end of the game where T-Mac went crazy. But good on him. You know what? Let me ask you. This is where I think the Spurs should develop a ring of honor, like the Cowboys, not retirement, but I think you would put Devin Brown on the ring of honor, would you? Not jersey retirement. We're talking about a ring of honor.
I think he's deserving of it. I mean, he is, again, UTSA alum. He went to West Campus here, a local high school. And then he goes and helps the Spurs win 2 championships, in 05 and 07. Yeah, man, definitely deserving,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And by the way, thank you to, I believe it was Joshua Jimenez who said Davenport is with the Vikings. So he is still making his way in football
Rudy's
world.
Watching Rudy Campos. He said he even beat a Rudy Campos-led basketball team to a landslide victory.
Exactly. But isn't the NFL have a few UTSA football alums as well? I think David said here there's a corner on the Seahawks that went to UTSA. Yeah. Chris Gonzalez, thank you. 05-07 titles for Devin. Good job there. Yeah. I think the Spurs should seriously entertain a ring of honor.
They should. Honorable mentions. I'm no doubt that
and I would move Avery Johnson from the rafters to that.
Well, Bruce Bowen is going to be in that ring, no doubt.
Speaking of which, I had a guest come on Locked On Spurs recently. iHeartRadio's Nick Mantis. We had a debate about who could be next Spur to make it to the Basketball Hall of Fame. So since there's no true beginning to end Spurs like your Tim Duncan or your Dave Robinsons to that level, who'll be next? So basically, those have worn the Spurs jersey. So he picked Sean Elliott and Bruce Bowen to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Man.
But yet he laughed at me when I said that guys like DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge have a better shot at getting it than those two guys. So
yeah,
if you want to check out that episode of Locked On Spurs, just go to the YouTube page and it is right there.
Yeah, again, no doubt, man. Look at Fred Villarreal. He's saying UTSA's McCormick scored 2 touchdowns in his first preseason game last week for Las Vegas. Yeah. Yes, he did. He looked very impressive.
Yeah, exactly. And thank you to Rudy Campos. Tariq Wooden plays for the Seahawks. Appreciate that as well. Joe, do we have another advertiser lined up?
Yeah, we sure do here. So give me a minute
Let's
here.
get Joe ready for that.
JPAR Real Estate has been a proud sponsor of ours since day one. Check out Cynthia J. Sanchez. Her reviews can't be wrong because all of the people that she sells homes to, they give her 5 stars and say that she is prompt, that she is understanding, that she communicates well, that she calls back, that she answers questions correctly. And yes, they say that she is good at what she does. If you are in the market to buy a home, sell a home, whether it be a rental property, primary residence, or Airbnb, reach out to Cynthia J. Sanchez from JPAR Real Estate. Her number is 210-273-0748. She has 16 years of experience in real estate and is a former claims adjuster with USAA, so she knows what she's looking for when she's showing you those pre-owned homes. Give Cynthia J. Sanchez a call at 210-273-0748 for all your real estate needs. Yeah, so big shout out to Cynthia J. Sanchez. She's been here since day one. Again, if you're looking for a real estate badass, look no further than Cynthia J. Sanchez. She really does know her stuff. 5-star ratings. And go ahead and give her a call at 210-273-0748.
Absolutely. All right. I am your fill-in host today. I am Jeff Garcia, host of Locked On Spurs, Spurs beat writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. I am short on time today, so I'll be exiting in about the next 10 to 12 minutes. Joe will carry you the rest of the way. We're talking about all things sports. We talked about Spurs. We talked about UTSA Hall of Fame, reminiscing about Devin Brown's time as a Spur UTSA alum. Let's talk about some Cowboys. So how about them Cowboys, Joe? Or how should I say, how about them Zach Martin? It's over, Joe.
The holdout.
It's over. The holdout is over, Joe. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a good look for the Dallas Cowboys because, I mean, come on, man. He's a very instrumental part of what the Cowboys do, especially on that offensive line there. You know, he's playing that guard position, and he's also the team leader or captain there. So he helps that defense. They're the guys that are trying to protect, Dak and save him from another busted ankle. Come on, man. He's one of the best in the business. So I think going ahead and coming to terms, and giving him a little bit more money there that he was asking for, I think it's warranted and it was deserved. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He's one of the best in the business and he's not getting paid, as much as some of the other, let's say, players at his position. So I think it's something that actually was great, not only for the team, but Zach Martin as well, because he incurred over $1 million in fines since he's been a holdout. And I think the team collectively gave a sigh of relief because now they don't have to worry about who's going to be playing that guard position for the upcoming season. So they can get back to business as usual, Jeff.
Absolutely. And I like that it didn't drag out for the entire training camp or preseason. I think that's good. I don't suspect that his teammates will have an issue with that. I don't think with him holding out, because this is common for top quality players in the league to do this. And I think in Zach Martin's case, it wasn't because he was being like just miserable about it and just trying to be what about it. I think he had a good case. His contemporaries at that position were getting paid, and they were probably not on his level, and they were getting paid a lot more than him. Joe, do you think the Cowboys maybe should have taken care of this earlier than how long it dragged out? There's a part of me thinks they shouldn't have let it drag out maybe this long.
That's up to Jerry. I think Jerry's like, well, he went ahead and made a commitment to us way back when, and the
Love
contract.
Your Jerry impersonation there, Joe.
Yeah, well, the thing is that he says that hey, at that time, the amount of the contract that he was agreed to, and the Cowboys offered him, was comparable, but times changed, and as he's looking at other guards at that position, they're doing the same thing he's doing, and they're not as great as him and getting paid more money. He kind of feels a certain way because he is going out there and he's banging bodies, putting a lot of wear and tear on his own body and playing at a high level. And at this stage of his career, at his age, I mean, the guy is just very durable. So I think it's warranted for them giving him a raise, which amounts to about $8 million over the next 2 seasons. And, he was back on the practice field as of Tuesday. So that's a good thing to see. He's going to be on the practice field again when they take the practice field today. So good things are going to come of this, no doubt.
Yeah. Shout out Rudy Campos. I agree. Zach is one of the best in the business, best O-lineman, and shoot your shot. And it paid off, and it did. He got that pay raise. He's back on the squad, back in uniform. Fred Real, Zach is very well deserved. Yeah, Pro Bowler. You can't forget that. He has the resume to back up his demand or his request to get paid a little bit more. And I'm glad that he did that. Zach SA Spurs, this is our year. Joe, I heard that how many years now? This is our year. How many years now are we
Vamos
going?
para la Super Bowl, Jeff. Vamos para la Super Bowl.
How many years now is this? Is this like what?
Oh man, 20
decades worth already?
20-something years ago.
2 decades worth already?
Yeah.
Zach, I'm at the point now where I got to see it to believe it. That's where I'm at. I got to see it to believe it.
Shout out to Zach, man. Zach's a friend of the show, friend of mine as well. Him and his wife Adriana, they're great people, man. They like to have a good time. We've gone and partied together, and it's been a lot of fun. And my boy Zach, man, if you need somebody to do the air drums as you're listening to some tunes out in the back, you're drinking some beers, Zach's your guy, man.
And that's what I'm saying, Fred Real, since 1996. So, Zach, I love you, but man, I gotta see it to believe it. So there, at least that drama is over. The Cowboys can move on. They look pretty good in preseason play. Granted, it's just one game. That running back, that kid, man. Whew. Am I overreacting to how he played in that one game?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. I think
gotta wait for another game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Zach says he reminds me it's air guitar that he plays, not the air drums.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
And what did Jerry say? He goes, Joshua Jimenez says, Jerry, put Steven over his knees, spanked him, then called Zach, apologized, and paid him what he wanted.
Yeah. No, I agree, Coach Gio. Yeah, I do feel like I was overreacting a bit, but my goodness. I mean, Coach, you cannot not say that was pretty tempting to. Whew. We'll see how he plays in the next preseason game. When do the Cowboys play next, Joe?
Let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule. I know it's coming up. I don't know if it's this week or it's next week, but let's go ahead and take a look.
Let's check
Cowboys are going to play again on August the 19th. That's going to be on a Saturday. That's going to be a late game. That's going to be a 10 p.m. start. So I'm thinking
they're
going to be playing the Sea Chickens, man, the Seattle Seahawks. I say that because
one of my guys on there.
One of my friends, Jason Garcia, he's a big Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
So he hates when I call him the Sea Chickens.
Where'd you get that from? Sea Chickens. That's like a tuna. It sounds like a tuna thing. I got the Sea Chicken brand.
I got no love lost too for Philly fans, dude, for the Philadelphia Eagles. I call them La Lechuzas Cagadas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mario Cavazos, yeah. Deuce, yeah. I liked what I saw out of it. I mean, he's small, he's strong, he can hit those, gaps that the O-line like Zach Martin makes for him. It seems to be working, but again, that was just one game. We shall see. But look, nothing bad has happened yet to the Cowboys, Joe. So yay. Zach Martin's back. Deuce looked good in one preseason game. Nobody got hurt. No major injuries, except for Dak. How many interceptions has he thrown in training camp already?
Jeez, dude. More than 10, I think. It's pretty bad, man. He's already throwing a healthy plethora of interceptions, So somebody said to me, it's better that he gets it out of the way now in preseason. I'm like, dude, this is just a precursor for what's going to happen in the regular season. So prepare yourselves,
Yeah.
Hey, let's go ahead and give a quick shout out to two things that are going to be coming up here. And one of those is going to be my buddies here are heading up something called CadabraCon. So CadabraCon is a convention that's going to be occurring over in Portland, Texas. And for those that aren't familiar with Portland, Texas is right smack in the middle of Corpus and Rockport. So if you're a big, geek like me and Jeff, go ahead and check out CadabraCon. You can go ahead and have a look at their website. It's cadabracon.com. They have a whole bunch of special guests. It's going to be occurring from September 29th through October the 1st at the Portland Community Center in Portland, Texas. And tickets are still available, and so are photo ops. Some of the special guests will include some voice actors. You're going to have voice actors that came out in such series as Dragon Ball Z, Avatar, The Last Airbender, and some of the other anime that probably Jeff is familiar with. I don't know if I'm familiar with every single anime that's
I'm familiar with plenty, trust me.
Yeah, but they even have some Star Wars actors that are going to be coming out there making an appearance. You have a whole bunch of Power Rangers that are going to be out there. They're going to have a Power Rangers panel. So make sure you go ahead and check out CadabraCon again. That'll be coming up, September the 29th through the 1st. And also, Jeff, I hear a little birdie telling me that Jeff Garcia is going to be the MC of an upcoming big con that's going to be occurring here in San Antonio, Texas.
That's right. I am the host for the 3-day event, Big Texas Comic Con. I hosted the first ever Anime Con in San Antonio. It was a 2-day event. It was a very good success. Big Texas said, "Hey, you want to be the big host for our next event?" I said, "Sure, no problem." As a matter of fact, Joe, for those of y'all who listen to Locked On Spurs, guess who introduces the show from time to time? Dragon Ball Z's Vegeta. Not kidding.
Dang.
Not kidding. Vegeta literally introduces Locked On Spurs. Oh, and sometimes you'll have Tanjiro, for those nerds like me, from Demon Slayer. He introduces the Locked On Spurs. So it's a great event. I recommend everybody to go. But yeah, I am the guest. I am the host. Yeah, the host for the entire thing. So I'll be very, very busy. You'll see me running around the whole event, helping fans, guiding them, hosting panels. The list goes on and on. Once again, I am Jeff Garcia, your host for today, host of Locked On Spurs and beat writer for Spurs beat writer for Ken's 5 TV. Joe, I'm looking at the monitor. I know my time is running out soon. You'll be taking over soon, but I cannot let you go, Joe, without talking about some nerd. Like, I love talking nerd. If I always said, Joe, if my time as a Spurs beat writer were to end, I would just transition into movies, nerddom, full time, some sort of like that kind of writing. But Blue Beetle is coming out now. You heard some good reviews already. There was a sneak preview out already. The first time we're getting an Hispanic character full front and center, regardless of property, DC or Marvel. The closest we got in the Marvel maybe was America Chavez. She was kind of like trilogy, part of that. But now you have Jaime Reyes, the Blue Beetle. By the way, he is the third iteration of the Blue Beetle. There's been 2 before him. And coming out now. So I think that's very good. It's what the Black Panther did for the African American community, what Namor did for the Hispanic community in the Marvel world. And now we're getting to the DC world where we have the Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes version coming out. And I think the Jaime Reyes version is the one that everybody's mostly familiar with, right?
Yeah. Too bad they just didn't shoot it in El Paso, because in comic lore, that's where the kid's from.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I think they're going to have the premiere happening now over in El Paso. So they're giving the city some love. So Jaime Reyes, this is going to be a good representation, like we're talking about, for the Latino community, because this is our equivalent of the Black Panther. Yeah. So it's important for the next generation to go ahead and see somebody that looks like them, talks like them, and has the same family dynamic, which their Mexican family is going to be featured front and center on the big screen. I don't know if everybody's ready for that yet, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And my boys over at CCG, the Countdown City Geekcast, they went ahead and saw a premiere yesterday, and they gave it good reviews. They said it's a really good movie for a DC movie at that too, Jeff. So it's a must watch. So I'm going to make sure that I go watch that.
I even texted you when you told me about it, and I said, like, oh, as excited I am for Blue Beetle, but it's a DC thing, and we all saw the Flash wasn't great as it lived up to the hype. I think really it was just Michael Keaton. Everybody went to go watch, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. So basically, he gets a beetle, right? It's like a space beetle, and it attaches to him. It gives him the powers, right?
Yeah, it's a scarab, and basically the scarab will go ahead and choose who it wants to, choose as its host. Yeah. So it chose Jaime Reyes.
Yeah, and I hope they do it right. Now, in the previews, it doesn't look like the main antagonist is going to be featured. If you know the comic books, it was the Black Beetle was the big baddie, the first big baddie for the Blue Beetle. So he's not on there, but it looks like it's going to be good. It has Susan Sarandon's in it.
You got everybody in this one.
Yeah, they got everybody in that one. Yeah,
George Lopez. Hate him or love him.
Well, yeah, exactly. Hate him or love him. Yeah, hate him or love him. But I'm looking forward to that. You know what movie I'm finally going to go see too?
Which one?
Turtles. I haven't seen it yet. Mutant Mayhem. Dude, I haven't seen it.
You got to prepare yourself for this one. This one is a good film, but you got to dispel what you know about the Turtles and understand that this is a Turtles for the next generation. Okay. But go in with an open mind. It's a really good film.
Yeah. I read reviews on it saying that it's pretty good. I mean, they're really good, I should say.
It's good.
You know what it is? Like, as far as like animated movies, man, the Miles Morales Spider-Man verse, that really upped the ante. I mean, it set the bar high. I remember I went to go see the recent Miles Morales movie, And at the end of the movie, I was just floored how great it was. So, hey, but technically, there's been 2 Hispanic actors, right? Miles Morales and now Jaime Reyes. Technically,
they need to make a Miles Morales movie, so hopefully that'll be coming soon.
But they did with the Spider-Verse, though.
No, I mean in live action film.
They hinted at it at the last Spider-Man with Tom Holland movie. I think it was Jamie Foxx. He was like, "Oh," he goes, "maybe somewhere there's out there is a black Spider-Man," and they hinted at that. So maybe that was a hint. But I am looking forward to that. So I got a couple movies to watch. I got to see Turtles and I got to see Blue Beetle. I hope it lives up to the hype because can you imagine the Blue Beetle once it gets released to the general public and it gets dragged? And that's one of ours, Joe.
Yeah, no, it's going to do good, man. My friends have already seen it and they say it's a good movie, so I'm definitely going to check it out. Movie review coming up on Monday. I'll go ahead and let you guys know what I thought of it. Maybe we can get Jeff to pre-record or something and give us his take if you go and see it on the weekend.
Yeah. It's coming out soon, right? Or this weekend?
This weekend. It's Friday. It's premiering actually midnight.
I'm gonna go old school Joe and theater hop. Like you do. I'm gonna do it.
Century South days.
I'm gonna probably buy a ticket for Turtles and then linger around a bit and be, oh look, another theater opened up with Blue Beetle. Let me just go in there. They don't check anymore though. Remember back in the day, they would have people at the doors every single theater checking tickets. Now it's just one general check, and you get into the rows of theaters.
I think you could do that still.
You can still do that. Yeah,
but here's the kicker though, is that a lot of the seats are already reserved and people have already taken those. They bought the tickets for those seats.
Joe, are you one of them? Are you one of them, Joe?
No, man, I don't do that anymore. I don't need to, man. I make good coin now, so I can buy.
Hey, you're calling me money bags? Look at you, Mister. I make.
You're gonna give me shit now. As soon as you come back to San Antonio and you see my car, you're gonna be like,
I seen your car already. I saw you showed me a picture of it.
When you're in the car, I already know.
Well,
I already know.
Well, yeah, y'all are calling me. Look, he's more money bags than me. I don't own a car. Now that's because I'm in New York City, so we don't need one up here. But so Joe, maybe you're the real money bags. Maybe the next time we show that graphic, it'll be your face on there with the steak and the goblet.
The money bags thing is sticking. It's never going away. It's going to grow.
No, it needs to go.
The money bags
it needs to go away now. I hate it.
Hey, you know what? We also have some shirts that we're going to be wearing on Sunday's episode of the Fantasy God Show. All of us are going to be wearing some brand new money bag shirts, courtesy of Bear County Social Apparel.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure Joe will talk about Bear County Social Apparel, but I got to run. I got stuff to do. I'm just holding down the fort for Jimenez if and when he ever does come back. But if he doesn't, then I'm pretty sure Joe will have a plan ready to go. Joe, thank you for letting me co-host a good chunk of the show. But when I go, Joe's going to catch you up on MLB. Got some more ads to read for you. And who knows? Maybe he might debut a new money bags meme
graphic.
Or something. Graphic. Yeah. Chris Leha, I don't own a private jet. Never been.
I don't know. You might. And you know what? We have to put that in the graphic now.
Good Lord. Next thing's gonna be like Find Waldo. Where's Jeff buried in a jet?
I'm just gonna wind up just putting your face on Richie Rich from back in the day, dude.
And I didn't even want to promote one of the articles I wrote for Ken's 5 today about a spur owning an island, because I know that would open up a floodgates. That would open up the floodgates.
You got to, man.
But Joe, I gotta go, Joe. Thank you everybody for tuning in with me today. Joe's going to carry you the rest of the way. Just about 10 minutes, 8 minutes. He's going to catch you up on the rest of sports and much, much more. So, Joe, I will talk to you soon. And bye, everybody.
Yeah, see you later, Jeff. Thanks so much. All right, so there you go. Jeff Garcia joining the show for a bit. Go ahead and make sure you go and follow him at Jeff G Spurs Zone on Twitter. So we're going to go ahead and have a few words from one of our sponsors here. It's going to be Serenity Manor. Serenity Manor is an events venue located at 14405 Old Bandera Road, across from Flores Country Store, set in a historic building that is over 100 years old. You can have a baby shower, bridal showers, quinceañeras, sweet 16s, corporate events, weddings. There's an indoor and outdoor venue with a dance floor and a sand volleyball court out in the back. set under the shade of the trees, and there is beautiful lighting in the evenings. Serenity Manor is a very beautiful place that is very family oriented, and they have rotating Thursday nights. They have karaoke and game nights. They also have a bar that serves beer, wine, and margaritas. So after a concert at Flores Country Store, you can go over diagonal across the street, Caddy Corner, grab a beer, get away from the crowd, and check out the beautiful Serenity Manor. So there you go. Make sure you go and do check out Serenity Manor. And for those that are in the know, Serenity Manor also has a last opportunity for the marketplace that is going to be taking place on Saturday and Sunday, the 18th and the 20th. So if you want to go ahead and join the market, you can go ahead and sign up directly from their website. Just go to serenitymanor.square.site, and vendors can sell their products at their market event. And that Serenity Manor hosts. This Saturday, they will be allowing vendors to stay as late as 7:30 p.m. to take advantage of the concert goers that are going to be across the street at Flores Country Store. They have Randy Rogers performing, so there will be a good crowd coming out that evening. So the bar will be open until midnight if you want to go ahead and go across the street and check out Serenity Manor. They do have their vendor registration. It is available, so go ahead and go and check out their website for more information. So big shout out to Serenity Manor. They are located again at 14405 Old Bandera Road in Helotes, Texas. So as we start bringing the show to a close, we just want to go ahead and talk a little bit about some MLB wildcard news here. So let me go ahead and share the screen with you guys. We can go ahead and see the standings. All right, the MLB wildcard race is heating up. The Astros actually are going to wind up playing the Marlins today, and both teams are vying for the wildcard race in their respective divisions. The AL wildcard teams, as you can see right here, are going to be the Tampa Bay Rays, Houston Astros, and Toronto Blue Jays. Right now, Houston is a couple games behind Tampa Bay right now as they lead the AL wildcard race at 72 wins, followed by the Houston Astros with 69 and the Toronto Blue Jays at 67. And then we go and look at what's going on in the NL wildcard race, and you have Philadelphia leading the pack right now, 65 wins. San Francisco, the Giants, right behind them at 64. And, of course, the Miami Marlins at 63 wins. And the Astros will be facing them later on today. As you can see here, they're going to have a game at 6:40 p.m. And both teams need to definitely win this game to go ahead and keep their wild card hopes alive. I'm sure that this is going to be one to watch, and I'm sure that the Astros will come ready to play. It was a great game they had in this past game. I believe they won by a slim margin of victory at 5-4. So I look forward to seeing this game as well. And we do have some changes coming, guys. I wanted to go ahead and be perfectly honest with you, full disclosure here with you all. We're going to go ahead and start rolling out some new things, possibly on Monday. And one of the things that we're going to wind up doing is we want to go ahead and make you guys part of the conversation, more than just you commenting. We want to make you part of the show. So one of the things I'm going to go ahead and experiment with is doing something that nobody else here, that to my knowledge, has done in San Antonio. Starting on Monday, hopefully we can go ahead and bring you all in, because we are now going to go ahead and be live on Twitter Spaces. So if you want to join the conversation and get on the stage and talk with me as I go ahead and talk to you about everything that happens in the sports community, go ahead and join us on Twitter Spaces. And we're going to go ahead and have some new social media handles rolling out here. And I'm going to go ahead and talk with you guys next week about some of the plans that we have for the future of the show and what direction we're going to be moving in. It's going to be very exciting. We have some great things to go ahead and reveal to you guys. I look forward to being on this journey and this ride with all of you guys. And thank you all so much for being part of the show and, going ahead and still staying in the chat, still supporting what we're doing. We couldn't thank you guys enough. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and bring this show to a close. And Christopher Leah doesn't like the Astros. We're going to go ahead and bring this show to a close. And thank you so much to Jeff Garcia and all of you, of course, as well for watching. So with that said, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. We're out. Peace.